Ken Roczen, fifth tonight. I know when I spoke to you last weekend, second place, you said basically felt like one of the few times you said you would be happy with second. I know fifth is probably not the same story. Run me through your race.
I think my race overall was really good. I was happy with it. There was always things, you want to work on and you want to get better. I'm actually staying in California this week, so we're going to work on just a couple of little things, but we're in such a good spot right now. And it was fun battling with Cooper the whole time. I just couldn't make the pass stick, but I tried really hard, and I think once I got behind Cooper, I think I was just a tiny bit faster. I would have loved to see where it would have gone if I could have made the pass stick, but he's really, really hard to pass. But we had a really good race. Obviously, the other guys were definitely a notch better, but I was still happy with the fourth. I tried everything I could, and if that's a fourth place, so be it. So,
what do you want to focus on this week while you're in California testing?
Just a little bit of suspension stuff, just tinkering with some little things. I have a great base right now, and just play around with some stuff.
So I spoke to Mark a little bit last week because I noticed him playing around cap-wise. I knew they were running some sort of air pressure, and so I know you're on some form of an air assist fork, and I know a lot of people in the public have never gotten to experience anything like that. Can you explain why you choose something like that, running a little bit of an air pressure assist to a spring fork? Where is it beneficial?
Honestly, for me, I use the air more so for a balance thing. Obviously, the more you go up with air, the stiffer it gets. But for me, I kind of you can, if you put in an extra PSI or two, that's a significant difference in the stance off the bike. So it's kind of cool to play around with that. Okay. I usually keep it the same, but.
Last one, I hear Eli, I hear Coop, I hear yourself talk about it as you have younger guys like Chase and Jett coming up. You guys are always talking about trying to improve every year. Outside of what we see from just technique stuff, what do you feel has really changed in Supercross in the last 2, 3, 4 years? What do you feel really has moved forward?
It's a hard question because as you get older, things just change a little bit. We always still want to win, but your mindset from or the way you look at things at age 25 or younger is way different than what you do in the 30s. You know what I mean? We all want it really bad, and obviously you see Eli, he's really, really up there. So I don't know. I just think the older you get, or as the years go on, certain things change that other people might not feel that haven't been in the sport for so long or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel your mindset changes a little bit, and that changes your outlook sometimes too. But the level is definitely really high. Obviously, since Jett, he was kind of the guy to look at as a little teenager that just came over, but he was doing things on the bike that were really cool. So I think the next generation comes in, and that means that we're getting a little bit outdated, so we need to really look at this and learn from it as well.
Last one, so we spoke about this a little bit on the press day at A1, was just about, I don't know, you don't think that far ahead when you were 18, 19, first coming to the U.S., how much farther along you are in your career now and just the path you've taken. When you see somebody like Eli that's still a couple of years out on you, he has definitely done an amazing job coming back this year and putting himself at the forefront of this conversation. Does it give you a little bit of hope? Because I know you yourself, you always want to improve, but when you see somebody that's that little bit farther ahead along age-wise than you, like Eli, a little farther along in career, even being able to still reinvent himself a little bit, give you that nice little piece of confidence, I can still do the same. I can continue to improve at that rate as well.
100%, as they're on their game, if you don't improve with it, the gap's going to be that much bigger, and I'm sure that there'll always be races where things kind of flip-flop around a little bit, sometimes you get hero rides throughout the season, and I think Chase, he did a phenomenal job after, going down and just being in the back, and he really came up there, and, it makes me want to be better and just be faster. I need a little bit of speed, but if they're all at their best, I think everybody feels pretty good right now, and I would agree that, or I think they would agree that everybody's kind of at their, maybe not Jett and the Lawrences, it seems like they've had a little bit of something, whatever, but I feel like Eli is on a high, 100%. Chase is really good. I feel like I'm getting there, and there's always things to work on, but it makes me want to raise my game too.
Yeah, I think this weekend we get the Eli, the Coop factor. We saw you last weekend. From a fan standpoint, this is starting out as an amazing season on paper. You all look like you have fire inside you. You all look like you've improved. So, at least from our standpoint, it's fun.
Well, and it's even, it's the fans watch it, and it's exciting right now. There's so many good guys, whatever, but it's also honestly pretty fun for a rider too, if you look at the reality and kind of zoom out and look at it, we're all in the end fans of the sport, right? So you look at it, it's pretty fun to watch. Like, it's just tight right now, and it's still early. Everything can space out, things can happen, but like, yeah, it's nice to work at something, you know. Like it's fun that way. So.
I apologize. One last short one. Kind of off of being a fan of the sport. You still a big guy? Do you go home and do you rewatch everything and study big time? Do you sit down on the couch on Sunday and rewatch? Or
yeah, I definitely try to find a balance. You know what I mean? Like I allow myself to do it, and I'm not that harsh on it. There's sometimes I watch something in midweek or whatever, but I do think whether you like it or not, like you should probably watch your races back. And I don't know. You always see it different from the outside, you know. And there's always things I want to improve, and you definitely learn from it. So. It might not always be the funnest thing to do if it wasn't a good weekend, but you still should.